Are you new to physiotherapy? Here are 8 myths that we're going to myth bust to ease your mind. I can't start physiotherapy yet because I don't have a doctor's referral. That's a myth. Realistically, you can start physiotherapy anytime because a physiotherapist is a primary healthcare practitioner. So you can call us up right away and get your treatment started now. However, the only thing to keep in mind is some insurance companies do need a doctor's referral first for you to get reimbursed. So double check your insurance policies if that is a concern for you. My bad posture is causing my pain. That's a myth. Really, with posture and pain, there actually is not a strong correlation between posture causing pain. There are some studies that say maybe it's important, other studies say maybe it's not important, and really it's not as clear as you think it would be. Really, the thing that you want to keep in mind is a changing posture is probably the best posture. So if you've been like this for a while, maybe sit like this for a while. If you've been sitting tall for a while, maybe get up and move around, or maybe even try slumping for a minute just to change things up for your body. Often our bodies like motion, so don't get too hung up on posture and more so just make sure your body can move in all different ways comfortably. My imaging findings are causing all this pain. That's a myth. Your imaging results may or may not correlate to the pain that you're experiencing. There have been many research studies in many different areas of the body taking a look at a lot of people that have absolutely no pain, and they find a number of different findings on the imaging. So that tells us that even with people with absolutely no pain, they can also have findings like you might have seen on your imaging. So that tells us that that imaging might not be as important as taking a look at how you're moving, what movements are painful, and how we can help you get better in terms of your function. In most cases, the findings on your imaging is not necessarily going to correlate to your pain. So if you have severe findings of arthritis, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have severe pain of arthritis. Pain science education is crucial to understanding the source of your pain. If you're interested in this topic about medical imaging, feel free to check out in the links below a blog post all about becoming a victim of medical imaging technology. My joint is out of place or out of alignment. That's a myth. Although technically your joint can be out of place, but that's a dislocation. You have to go to the hospital if that happens, and that's a serious injury. When we feel like something's not quite right, sometimes you may have heard other people, or you might say this yourself, that it feels like it's out of place or out of alignment. But realistically, it might just be feeling like some things are tight, or it's just not feeling like it normally does. Thankfully, our joints don't just kind of fall out of place very easily. Our bodies are really strong and robust. It would take usually a lot of force to actually dislocate your joint. And again, that's a more serious issue. The crack I heard though when I got manipulated is my joint going back into place. That's false too. Just as we just talked about, if your joint was actually out of place, that would be dislocated, and that's a serious injury. Now, when you get that crack, that can just be gas being released from the joint. Now, you can have a pain relief effect from a manipulation or a crack, and that can be for a lot of different reasons, including a decrease in muscle tone around that area so it feels like it can move better, or an endorphin release, which can provide some pain relief or tension relief as well. Sitting on an exercise ball at work is getting me a great six-pack. That's a myth. They've actually done a research study and took people sitting on stools versus sitting on an exercise ball and took a look at the muscle activation, and it's not very different. So unfortunately, you cannot rely on sitting on your exercise ball to get you a six-pack. Therapeutic ultrasound is helping me so much with my painful injury. Now, with therapeutic ultrasound, you may find that you feel a little bit better after. However, when they've done research studies on this issue, we've found that therapeutic ultrasound with machine turned off compared to on doesn't really create that much difference. So when we're looking at what's the best use of our time to help our injuries get better, therapeutic ultrasound is pretty low value. So it would be worthwhile to spend more of our time on pain education or exercises or figuring out how you can help yourself feel better than to use a machine that's probably not doing very much for you. No pain, no gain. That's a myth. Based on current pain science research and the more that we've learned over time, we realize that no pain, no gain doesn't really apply. It's important to fully understand what's going on in your personal situation with your injury to be able to know how much pain is safe and effective to continue through your rehab process. You can figure that out with working with a physiotherapist and discussing how much pain are you getting into, how long does it take you to recover, and all of that will play into whether something is safe to push through or maybe not.